Okay, shut up, everybody. So Trump's week was about as good as the Democrats' week was bad. First, you have the State of the Union. Dare I say it? Pretty good. And I hate State of the Unions more than I hate children. But it was a solid positive assessment of the world. Strong economy, jobs, foreign policy. Plus, it had something for everyone. On one side, there was more cash for defense. On the other, paid family leave. On one side, a defense of the unborn. On the other, second chances for the incarcerated. So every gift to the right had something for the left. It was more balanced than me when I'm on my meds. And that must have really confused some people. Enough to forget how to clap. Seriously, what was Pelosi thinking?
This Dr. Seuss really has something here. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Oh, and it's brilliant. Good. Oh, shoot, it's time to clap. Oh, I forgot how to clap.
Somebody needs new software. The best part, Trump attacking a disease that's making a comeback among doe-eyed Dems. I wonder if he's alarmed by new calls to adopt socialism in our country.
We are alarmed by the new calls to adopt socialism in our country. America was founded on liberty and independence, and not government coercion, domination, and control. We are born free, and we will stay free. Tonight, we renew our resolve that America will never be a socialist country.
That stings. You know, it hurts some feelings. Like this guy. I wonder what he was thinking.
Turkey salad. There's a good sandwich. Chicken salad, overrated. Why don't they make a salad that's a sandwich instead of a sandwich that's a salad? That should be my new campaign. Salads, they can be sandwiches.
True. But there was a softer side to Trump. AIDS research, experimental drug legislation, treatments for sick kids. If he got any nicer, we'd have to revoke his Republican status. But it wasn't like the crowd was having it. Nope. For the most part, Trump couldn't crack a smile from this fighting force of dental hygienists. I know. They were wearing white as a symbol of solidarity about the women's right to vote, which I can safely say I am for, okay? For now. But every time I looked at them, I felt like I was about to get my teeth cleaned. Thankfully, I already had them cleaned. Here's tape. Painful. Wrong tape. Here's tape of my last dental visit. I hope that's not my brush. One more. That's Dr. Steve, very thorough for an otter. So Trump offered something for everyone. He went after Russia, China. He announced another meeting with North Korea. So, did the media like it? Surprise? No.
Everything else he said in this speech will be overshadowed by the fact that he said there cannot be investigations.
That the President of the United States at this moment in the world did not mention climate change in even a sentence is just, frankly, a disgrace.
What he represented tonight is someone with absolutely no attachment to anything he says.
The dangers of the brown menace, as I call his depiction.
It was so grandiose and over the top. It was brown scare.
I saw this as a psychotically incoherent speech with cookies and dog poop.
Cookies and dog poop. I know what Ben & Jerry's is making next year. Anyway, so what's with all the bile? It's the business plan. For them to succeed, Trump has to fail. And there was just too much compromise to make the conflict stick, which doesn't help the media, which can only profit from anger toward Trump It's the most obvious explanation for the current state of affairs. Add the media to every pot, and the meal stinks, because conflict and profit are joined at the hip. The media business model to be an eternal stirrer of kids in the audience. They're like weird volunteer firemen who start fires so they can put them out. The media creates unrest so they can write about it later. And the angrier we feel toward our fellow Americans, the better the bottom line is for CNN and MSNBC. And then, get this, add one more problem. It's the Dems, not Trump, who are truly effing up. That's one upside for everyone having a bad week. The Dems have had it worse. Between Liz Warren and the entire Virginia Democratic Party, I'd say the only people who had it worse was anyone who ate Dana Perino's queso. Yeah. So while Trump's been a 2-year target of pseudo-scandal dodgeball, the Dems are soaking in the real stuff. No wonder Adam Schiff is running down the street in his underwear screaming tax returns. It's a deflection. The party's in trouble. Mueller's giving them zilch. Trump's doing fine. So they have no choice but to bang pots and pans all around the house like a 10-year-old high on Pop Rocks and hope that maybe the media pays attention, which they will. Here's your week if you're a Democrat. You began with late-term abortion, then right into blackface, followed by sexual assault accusations, then more blackface, then more assault allegations. Could this get any worse? If Virginia's Democratic Party takes credit for Dana's queso, then yes. But you know what? They wouldn't even do that. Welcome tonight's guest. A hummingbird is your helicopter. All right. Apparently they didn't try the queso, Dana. The 5 co-host and anchor of the Daily Briefing, you know her, Dana Perino. Well, he's so sharp he can slice a melon with his thoughts. The great TV writer and producer Rob Long. Her favorite character in Titanic was the iceberg. Host of the Tyrus and Tim podcast, Cat Tiff. And when he trips, people yell timber. Former WWE superstar, my massive sidekick and host of Un-PC on Fox Nation, Tyrus. All right. Dana, I kid you about the queso. It's provided me with so much information.
I'm glad to have provided you with some material this week. You were a little light on things.
Yes. So, what did you make of this week so far? So many developments. What's your take?
It feels like it's been 4 weeks.
Right.
Because the queso was actually just like 5 days ago.
That's true.
And so it feels like it was a lot. State of the Union, I would say, there were no hecklers.
Right.
Okay. There was these grace moments where you had a spontaneous happy birthday for an 81-year-old who was in one of the guests of the president. You had some beautiful grace notes. I did think that the most historic point, though, was that the president of the United States, for the first time in our country's history, had to be on the floor of the United States Congress to declare that the United States will never be a socialist nation.
I know.
And the thing about that is that he wasn't just saying, okay, I'm midway through my term and I got 2 more years left. He's like, okay, this is a choice between what I'm proposing, which is capitalism, freedom, all this good stuff, and socialism. That was a very interesting way to frame it.
Yeah, it's very scary, Rob, when you think about it. And I just want to say I rest my queso. Rob, that probably wasn't worth interjecting into that.
So jealous.
I know, yeah.
It's like, what were you during the Super Bowl? What were you doing? Just sitting there eating Pringles? You had queso and guests and friends. You were sitting there in your underwear eating Pringles, saying,
what are you going to wear when you eat Pringles?
Well, kind of a sheet, so you can kind of like scoop up the crumbs. And,
exactly. Rob, what did you make of the week? Take your pick of any issue.
The State of the Union, I thought, was like the heartbreaking thing about State of the Union was that it was really good, and you just think to yourself, okay, so you can, to Trump, you can do it.
Yes.
You could do this if you want to. You could actually give a speech that's kind of sweet and sentimental and stuff. It's still a little bit fiery and patriotic.
Yeah.
You could actually be like a really cool, chill, together, emotionally stable person. So let's just do more of that, right? Because the brilliant thing when he said this country will not be a socialist country is that you could hear the Democrats in the audience saying, the hell it will. Like, he's got them so wired. And
Yes.
like they arrive to that thing. You ever make a call to like the cable company or the cell phone company and you're like, you're pre-irritated?
Yes.
Like you're just so mad and you're calling and you're like, you just know that you're going to yell at, and then the person on the other line is like super reasonable and they solve your problem in like 2 minutes.
Yes.
But you're still really mad.
Yes.
That was the Democratic caucus in that room that night.
The villain wasn't what he cracked up to be.
Yeah, so mad.
Yeah. They just had to look there with and frown. Kat, is it possible for compromise if it doesn't serve the interests of the media?
No, I don't think compromise is going to happen.
No.
No. There are things that people should have been delighted about. For example, sitting there, we had Matthew Charles, we had Alice Marie Johnson, who are free now because of Trump.
Right. Yeah.
And only because of Trump.
Yeah.
Because I read about it, and that is how pardons work.
Yes.
Yeah. So, special report. Again, I bring the facts. It's wonderful. There's so many people in prison who shouldn't be there, or they're there for too long, and there's 2 of them that are free now. Everyone should have been saying how amazing that was. There's a lot of things. Low unemployment. Could have clapped for that. But they were just so mad just because they just don't want him to do anything right. And if there's that kind of environment, I don't see how compromise would be possible.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
What about you, Tyrus?
You know what? I enjoyed, my favorite part was when Buzz Aldrin was on there.
Yes.
And there was a USA chant.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. And the whole room was chanting USA.
Yeah.
For like 6 seconds, we were a united country.
Yes.
I'm glad.
Everyone was USA. It wasn't like half the room going USA, not on my watch. Like it was, everybody was involved. So at that moment, I was like, wow, we can be unified.
That's such a low bar, though. Like, oh, I'm glad our country likes our country.
Did I interrupt you? Yeah. Well, what world have you been living in? Because our country dislikes our country immensely. So the fact that they were able to come together on, kids, how many consonants? 2 and a vowel. 3 things they could agree on.
Yeah.
Some letters. And we already established that those were letters. That was it. That's all we could agree on.
And a happy birthday. Remember, happy birthday to the whole.
And the other part, if I could get there, Greg and Kat, damn. It's so bad between the sides. This was my point before I was interrupted. The response from the Democrats was pre-recorded.
Yes, it was.
Which means even a response to a speech, they've already made up their mind.
Right.
Hell no. So they pre-recorded it so they could all go to Chili's and enjoy queso and talk about how bad the country is. Like, that's how bad it is. So, yeah, I know it was just USA, but that was probably the last time or the first time in a long time that we've seen both sides do something unifying.
It's a good point. You know, I think it was pre-written, and she didn't even watch the speech. Do you know that? She didn't watch the speech.
Oh, she has to.
Yeah.
If I pre-recorded it, then you can go to the bar.
Yeah, that is true.
And
Why did I think of that? What am I doing here?
Liz Warren's past coming back to bite her. The Washington Post unearthing the Massachusetts senator's registration card for the Texas bar. In '86, she signed it herself, listing her race as American Indian. The 2020 hopeful issuing yet another apology for her ancestral claims.
I am sorry that I extended confusion about tribal citizenship and tribal sovereignty and for harm caused. I am also sorry for not being more mindful of this decades ago. I am not a member of a tribe.
Have you considered dropping out of the race? Bye, Warren. See you later. Jaimin and Silk join me now. Ladies, this is bad. This is really bad.
Yeah. It is bad, Jesse. You know, I do think that she should drop out. Yeah. She's not going to win no way. No. But here's the deal. A little lie turns into a big lie, and then a big lie turns into a well-dressed lie. This reminds me of Rachel Dolezal. Remember that?
Yeah.
When she walked around as if she was African-American and come to find out she was white.
That's right.
So I don't know why Elizabeth Warren keep running away from her race. Maybe she should embrace it. She should take this time to step down and embrace really who she is so that she can stop lying to the public.
That's right.
Yeah, she's white. Look in the mirror. She's pale, She's white. Her name is Elizabeth Fleming Warren. I mean, I had my DNA tested. I'm 0.1% black. She's 0.09% American Indian. I'm more black than she's Indian.
Just like Silk is more Indian than she is.
You are,
Look at her
Silk.
high cheekbones.
And that's what got Liz Warren in trouble with the cheekbones. Oh, boy. All right, let's go on to O.J. Simpson. You know, he was talking about Roger Stone, who complained about the FBI using some brutal tactics in the raid at his house earlier in the morning. Here's the juice on Roger Stone.
I got raided by the FBI in Miami. 30-something FBI agents, 5 o'clock in the morning. I had more than dogs. I had kids there. They were a little traumatized. And my friend, he got raided too. For nothing, that SEC task force, they were wrong. You never heard another word about it after the media made a big deal out of them in there. So the FBI can be wrong, you know. But to try to compare it to El Chapo and Bin Laden, hey man, Bin Laden was carried out in a bag, not walked out in handcuffs. So, you know, man up, stop crying.
Well, now, when OJ tells you to man up, I'd say, okay, whatever you say, OJ, whatever you say.
Yeah, maybe OJ should go and squeeze himself. You know, telling him to man up, maybe OJ should have man up and continue to do the rest of his years in prison instead of out walking around. The deal is Roger Stone, I thought it was excessive as to what happened to him.
That's right.
Agents raiding his house, just walking up in his house, bum rushing his house to arrest him, and then he goes sign himself out. It was ridiculous, a waste of taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
Listen, he's already pleaded not guilty. So let this here go to a trial and be judged by the jury of his peers.
All right. Now, one of the other controversies this week, do you guys remember this scene from Mary Poppins?
Chim chimney, chim chim, chiree chim chim.
Okay, so the New York Times now claiming Mary Poppins is racist because they had some soot on their faces during the chimney sweep.
Okay, so why do we allow these people to manipulate our language and say it's racist, or what we say is racist? Our TV shows are racist. Now Disney movies is racist. This is crazy.
Yeah.
But I didn't see them mention anything about Jimmy Kimmel or dressing up in blackface. I didn't see them mention anything about Joy Behar dressing as a beautiful African-American woman. I just wish that the left would stop attacking everything and making everything racist. Because it's getting out of control.
That's right.
That Mary Poppins movie was not racist. So stop it, New York Times. Stop it.
And understand what racist is. It's whenever a person thinks they're more superior than another group of people. That's what it is. So stop calling everybody racist, because the definition of racist is just going away. You're not understanding what the definition is.
And you remember what the New York Times called blackface when the Democrat had it on. They called it dark makeup. So they're always trying to shade something one way. What was Elizabeth Warren's middle name? Herring. I said it was Fleming. I do not want to misidentify Elizabeth Warren. All right, ladies. Catch them on the Chit Chat Tour.
ChitChatTour.com.
There it is.